Good evening, World Wide Web. This is James, your favorite ticker picker, back with another episode. My favorite stock picks of all, the ones that I like to invest in myself, are stuff that are simple, things that are simple, things that I understand, and things that make sense and things I can verify. I like to be as much of an advantage player as I can. The better you play the game, the better your results are. You're still going to lose sometimes, and weird stuff's going to happen, and you're still going to get beat. But the goal is to, instead of winning 40 or 50 or 55 or 60% of the time, you can win 7 or 8 or 9 out of 10. And if you do that, if you're in the options game or in the stock game, you're going to do pretty darn well. But the more verifiable research you can do on anything, the better off you are. If you're going to be investing in Marriott hotels, get on their website. Go try to book a room in 5 major cities in November and December and January. You can see how booked they are. They'll often tell you how many rooms are there. You can do this with every hotel and motel in the country practically and know exactly what their occupancy is and how booked out they are. There's just stuff you can know in advance. You can know their room rates. You can add up the revenue, count the rooms, count the units. All this information's on the web. It's kind of nerdy, but if you want to know whether they're doing good this quarter, that's how you find out. And you continue your coverage on things that you can learn about and know about. And this episode's about Boyle, which is about natural gas. Everybody loves natural gas. You need it in the wintertime. It always goes up in the wintertime because everyone's heaters are running. Every time there's a cold snap, it goes up. It also goes up every time a hurricane pops its little head out of Africa and starts cruising across the Atlantic. As soon as you see a little cloud covering in Africa that enters the Atlantic, if an ice forms and the water's warm enough, you have a storm coming across. And there's supposed to be 50 storms this year, and that's another reason why I want to do this episode. Lots and lots of opportunity here. North America, well, the USA is the number one manufacturer of natural gas on planet Earth. We do more of it here than anywhere else. 90% of our natural gas production comes from anywhere from Louisiana, New Orleans, running all the way around the corner of Texas. All of it's almost on the ocean. It's almost like beachside. I guess that's where they're getting the most natural gas easily, is darn near beachside, from Houston all the way to New Orleans. So any hurricane that enters the Gulf is a major threat to this. It shuts down the electricity in the area. They might not be able to run things that they used to run. It could get destroyed. It could stop distribution and outbound trucks. It could stop the workers from going to work. I guess there's a lot of things that happen. I'm not saying every hurricane's a train wreck, but it's not just the threat of the one. Well, I mean, it is the threat that causes the price of natural gas to go up, and this one's under threat right now. The storm is not halfway across the Atlantic. It's expected to maybe hit the Gulf of Mexico. Natural gas in 2 days went from $2.60 or something to $3.30 on Boyle. Boyle is the natural gas ETF I like to play. It was $2.40 5 days ago. Now it's $3.30. You can play options on this one. The spread's like 5 cents though. But if you get a movement like this, you'll just kill it. You'll make a ton of money. A lot of other people play options too. I don't know what's better. It might be better to buy the underlying stock on this one because it is so cheap right now. But as the price gets higher, I don't know. I like playing with it at these levels because it's at the 40-year low. So I feel a little bit more comfortable. I don't think I would feel comfortable playing this one in the $20 range. Even if I knew there was a hurricane coming, I'd be like, I don't know. But the more you watch it, the more you learn. And on this one here, the advantage play is get yourself a a weather channel dedicated monitor in your house. Get a satellite view and live stream of the Atlantic Ocean, and just let it sit there on your countertop. And when you walk by it, look at the ocean. When you see a little white blob coming off of Africa, go run and look at your natural gas. Or you could tune into, you might find some news angles where they'll text you if this happens. But you can't wait for the news to happen. You can't wait till Channel 9 reports it. You can't wait till CNN reports it or MSNBC. You have to know about it before they start talking about it. You have to be the weather guy. And if you're the weather guy or girl, you will see stuff coming right as it's puckering out. And people saw this thing coming 3 days ago. And this is what happened. Boom, 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 boom. Hello. And now the thing's like not even halfway here. If it hits the Dominican Republic, if it gets wet, it's just a rain. It's barely formed an eye. I don't even think it's a tropical storm yet. And look at the price. So we're going to watch this thing come all the way in together. We're going to have some fun. We're going to learn something on this storm. And then we're going to use what we learned for future storms. When there's no storms, I'm expecting the price to go back down when all is well. So I have a couple of people that are weather specialists that are going to watch this one really carefully, and they promise to call me as soon as the storm it dissolves or turns a direction where it's not a threat to the Gulf. So hopefully I'm going to get some news on that, and I'm going to try to track it myself, but I'm not a meteorologist. I don't know whether they're staying south or whether they're going too south or whether they're going too north. I couldn't tell you that, and I can't rely on experts. It's going to be hard to tell when things dissolve, but you could get in on the initial fear play. The oh crap, there's a hurricane out there and it's coming. I got a feeling we can do this over and over and over again, just by being ahead of people. Just even if you bought, see the initial panic started 3 days ago. That was right here, and then it got a little closer. So it's like everyone knew here. And then, like the next day, woke up. This was Friday morning, I think. No, this was Thursday morning. It went hello, and then even if you were this late, look, it said hello again, and it went up. Now, if this storm gets any closer, which it will, and stays in the southerly path, and they continue to start talking about it being the threat to the Gulf, this thing's going to go up again. And then it's going to go up again. We might see $5 natural gas by the end of next week if the storm doesn't stop just coming towards us. So I want us all to watch and learn from this. And I'm setting up monitors and weather channels and stuff like that in my office just to leave on 24/7. And I'm working during the day. I'll peek at it. I'll check it out. And I'll have natural gas tickers sitting right next to it. And when natural gas is at a dirty low point, like $2.50 a share here, like it was a 40-year low, yeah, absolutely. Storm's coming. Grab some natural gas. The thing about natural gas is they have trouble storing it. It needs to go in a certain kind of container, and these containers have X amount of storage. It's a lot, but when they need it, it gets emptied really quick. Because the world needs like the entire storage plus some at that point. Now, when their natural gas gets cheap in price, they're pumping it out of the ground and their tanks are full. They have nowhere to store this stuff. So then the price falls. They literally have to have buyers drive the truck straight to there so they can pump it straight into their trucks because they have nowhere to store it, and they'll sell it to them at a discount if they do that. They get into just slutting this stuff out after a while because they have nowhere else to put it. They can't keep pumping natural gas. You have no more tanks. We're full. So it stopped production when full and waste all that valuable time. They wish they had more storage capacity, and I guess they continue adding more. But it's just the amount of demand versus the amount of storage is greatly distorted. They call this one the Widowmaker. And the reason is simple. Look at the last year chart on this thing. It was over $100. This is September of 22. The Russia invasion was early 22, I think, right? Yeah, this was the Russia invasion right up front here, right here. Russia's invasion. And then it died off. And then it came back afterwards. They blew up Nord Stream, maybe. And then it's just gone down and down and down. The winter wasn't as cold as expected. They didn't use as much natural gas as they thought they didn't need as much. Hurricane season's here, though, so we got a whole new exciting play to enjoy till November. Don't ask me what happened here. This must have been 2019, I don't know, 1998 or something. What does it say? Oh, 2018. In 2018, $570 oil went up to. Good God. So this is one of those situations where the world needs much more natural gas than we have the ability to store, and the price the demand is just hand over foot. They can't make electricity without it. Because of all these electric cars coming online, the power grid's going to be strained. We know they're going to have to make more electricity, and to do that, they buy natural gas to heat the boilers, to spin the wheel, to make more electricity. Natural gas is how you make electricity probably 70% of the time in America. Coal is no longer used. Some of them are using gasoline. If gasoline gets cheap, they'll use gasoline to run a big, huge generator down there at the power company to make some power. Yeah, they actually do that. But they're littered with options at the power companies. They can make it with natural gas. They can make it with coal. They can make it with um, gasoline. Some of them have solar panels, I guess, and not my power company doesn't, but maybe yours does. I don't. I think that's more of a dream for now, but hopefully one day, right? For now, it's natural gas. This is all the power. All those cars getting plugged in are going to require this power. The more cars, the more demand on natural gas. It's just common sense. But that's a really long play, and the cars have to show up. I think only a couple of percent of the cars are actually electric at this point. So, and I'm not making a car play on natural gas, but the future demand on it could be spectacular. Um, it might be worth holding for if you believe that electric cars are going to rule the world in 5 years. Yeah, this would be the number one play. Um, but if the administration changes and all that changes, it might just still be inevitable. Maybe electric cars do take over. I don't know. Elon Musk is promising autonomous vehicles now. Like we're not going to want to drive our cars. Good Lord. First person that dies, that thing's over. But $2.50 a share. Boyle hit the other day. It's been farting around. I've been having so much fun with this one. I bought it almost a year ago, and I bought 100 shares, and I started selling covered calls on it weekly. And I'd sell one every week, and nobody could hit it. Nobody could ever hit my covered call. I do it for like $4, or then I started doing them for $3.50. Then I started doing them for $3, and then I started doing them to go backwards. Like it'd be worth $3.31, and I'd sell the $3 covered call, and I'd get 50 cents for it. So I'd get $50 right off the bat. Plus, I'm guaranteed $3 on it. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get $3.50 if I'm going to sell it now. I might as well do it that way. And yeah, it finally left my account. The last one for $2.50. It was like at $2.60, and I got $50 to agree to sell it for $2.50. So I took it, and it finally left. It took like 10 months to leave. I think I made $500 selling covered calls because this thing kept going backwards on everybody that was optimistic. And then I started selling them backwards, and then they'd crash and fall back out of the money, and just a train wreck. Options are just scary on this one. I love the hurricane play. I love the 3 or 4 day play. I think we need to get involved with this. I think we need to know when short storms are puckering out immediately. It looked like they're coming across the Atlantic. Just this 3 days alone. It's not even a fraction of the way here yet. Go put on your hurricane tracking channel and look how lame this thing is. And look what it's doing to natural gas. Like just a monster portion of the world's energy is right on the Gulf of Mexico. And that's where all the natural gas is coming from. Google the words where the natural gas is located in the United States and who is the world's largest producer, verify some of the stuff I'm telling you. You'll see a litany of them on the Gulf. It's not even fair. The rest of the country doesn't have any natural gas in comparison. But when a hurricane whacks there, I'm not sure what the effect is exactly. I can't tell you. I'm just telling you, it scares the shit out of natural gas. And I think every storm is going to do this. And I've got some tracking to do, hurricane previous histories of natural gas correlations with hurricane presence. We're going to get some exact numbers on that. How many storms, how many it went up per time, all that stuff's historical, so I'll be able to go through it. More to come, but there's definitely this is a weather watching. Is there cold weather coming? Is there hot weather coming? Is there a hurricane coming? That's the kind of stock this is. It's one that you can advantage play by just watching live and beating the news people to the story. They might be a few hours out. They might be a half a day out. They might be a day out. There's definitely enough time for you to fire away a trade and you see something pucker up. But we should all be little junior meteorologists and figure it out. And I'm going to lead the way. And please subscribe to the channel. I'll keep you posted. And like the video. I'll keep them coming for you on natural gas, the progression of this hurricane, and then the shutdown afterwards of the price collapse. Maybe a put option might be smart at that point. Unless another hurricane appears. It depends. you might go wrong with that. But we're going to try to take the risk out of it and the gamble out of it. And we're going to try to just play the initial fear shot game at the low prices as long as we can. But I'll keep more videos coming. Thank you very much for your time. Like and subscribe. Have a great night.